It is a great day for America. And I'll tell you why. The guys at the office have decided they want to take a trip to Las Vegas. Yes, that's great. Well, it's a great day for Las Vegas because the guys are total degenerates with disposable income, so it's going to be very... It's a bad day for me, though, because I don't like them, the guys in the office. No, I like them. I feel awkward bonding with guys. I don't really understand the concept of a whole bunch of guys getting together for dinner, cigars, and a high-stakes game of pull my finger. It's not fun to me. It's not fun. It's smelly and it's expensive. Don't get me wrong, I like guys. I'm a guy. I mean, I like guys, you know, like that. I'm a guy. But I just think guys need the civilizing influence of women. Left to my own devices, I'd wallow in my own filth. I would. I would. I'm like a warthog in a suit. As I'm sure you can tell, my aversion to male bonding started as a kid. When I was a wee boy, I was in the Boy Scouts. And I didn't like it. To me, it was like the military without the fun. There was all sorts of marching and wearing ties, but not getting a gun or a tank or anything. It was just shorts and a little toggle. What was that little, what do they used to call it? A woggle? A woggle or a toggle? Something, boggle or Google. I don't Google it and find out. I hated the Scouts. After 3 weeks, I went AWOL. Right now, in fact, there's probably a scout troop in Scotland looking for me. Or certainly there's one in West Hollywood looking for me right now. I couldn't talk about male bonding without doing some sort of gay joke at some point in the proceedings. So we got it out of the way, that's it done. Maybe there'll be more, who knows. There's also... In Scotland, they used to have this thing called the Boys' Brigade, where young boys used to dress up in military uniforms, little blue outfits, and we used to march up and down. We looked like a Janet Jackson video. We Scottish boys, little boys marching... Actually, little boys marching up and down. It's probably more like a Michael Jackson video, but... You don't want... No, don't. You don't want young guys... Young guys, when they get together, are really horrible. It can get like Lord of the Flies. It does. We kill the fat guy and we put him on a rotating spit. That's what we do. That's what we do! It's just who we are. And when I was a kid, I was a fat kid. I was the fat kid at school. My nickname was Tubby. It's true. So when I was reading Lord of the Flies at school, I was scared. That's why I came to America. See, there are studies that suggest that in school, girls and boys, they learn better and they learn faster if they have separate classes. Girls in one class, boys in the other, or separate schools. And I love the idea of an all-girls school. I wish I'd gone to one. I might have stayed past 10th grade. I might still be there now. I wish I was there now. In the 1980s, there was something called the men's movement. I don't know if you remember. The men's movement was kind of the Iron John movement. It was large groups of men would get together for male bonding in the woods. They would bang drums naked, complaining. Oh, they would! That's what it was. It was... And they would complain how their fathers didn't love them. My father didn't love me. It was like Dr. Phil with nudity. It was... See... That's really a horrible image when you think about it, isn't it? Now, male bonding is okay in small doses. Usually about 3 or 4 hours. As long as it takes for a round of golf or a football game, something like that, about 3 or 4 hours. A field trip to a strip club, 3 or 4 hours. Well, about 3 or 4 hours. Listen. Oh, there's a stripper and she really likes that money. Actually, I should say to guys, if you're thinking of going to a strip club, please don't shout woo at the strippers. But guys like to... I've noticed this in America. People like to shout woo. Guys like to shout woo at women. Truck drivers, scaffolding guys. When they see a sexy woman, they go, woo! Wooing a woman does not involve using the word woo. You get the wrong end of the stick. No woman has ever said in her life, you had me at woo. Maybe, though. Has it ever happened? Has it ever happened? Maybe it's going out with large groups of guys that bothers me. Because I hang out with my buddies. Me and my buddy John, we've gone around a bit. We went sailing once to the Great Lakes, which was great. And we wore... I've talked about my buddy John in the show. He's a hairy wee man. We went to the Great Lakes. We got little matching outfits, captain's hats. We didn't. I wanted to do it. He didn't want to do it. But my outfit looked great. His was a bit small. Anyway, the women in the office, I think, might be put off. You know, they might feel left out if all the guys in the office went to Vegas. But they don't want to come and hang out with us. You don't want to hang out. Women like to do their own bonding. When women's bonding things. And if you try and mix women bonding and man bonding together, it's a disaster. What is the best way to ruin a baby shower, right? Have a guy show up, right? It is. It would ruin it. And what is the best way to ruin a bachelor party? Have a woman show up who's not dressed as a nurse or a naughty librarian or a sexy lunch lady. Sexy lunch lady, that's right. Oh, I love the sexy lunch ladies with their hairnets and their orthopedic shoes. See, with male bonding, there's always a lot of competition. And so I get tired of the competition. You know, you can't relax. Who can eat the most pudding? Who can pee the highest? I could always pee the highest, by the way. If that was an Olympic sport, I'd be doing it for America. I would be out there, but it's not. See, this is what men do. We communicate. We don't communicate. We compete. We don't talk. Men are no good at communicating. We only communicate with each other with high fives and shooting fingers. Or if you really, want to, recognize someone, you go like this. Sup? Sup? That means my father didn't love me enough when I was a child. Sup? Sup? See, the only way men do real communicating is when there's a lot of drinking involved. It's true, and I don't drink anymore, but I'm okay with people drinking. I don't want you to think I'm some kind of temperance guy. Yeah, if I could drink, I would drink. Don't think for a second I wouldn't. I would. But I can't. I just, it's Mexico, a jail, a tattoo in my ass. It's all in that. But I'm not lying. I'm the sober guy going out with a bunch of guys drinking, and I remember everything. It's embarrassing. And the drunkest guy in a bunch of guys always finds the sober guy to cry on. Because the rest of the guys are all just drunk enough to tell oh, come on, leave me alone, bugger off. But I'm the sober guy. My father didn't love me. Oh, shut up! By the way, ladies, that is the secret of a guy's night out. After a few hours of carousing and male bonding, about the length of a football game, about 3 or 4 hours, most guys kind of even out. They normalise. This happens in Vegas all the time. They normalise after 3 or 4 hours. They just want to go home or watch TV or have a cry. That's why I don't want to go to Vegas with the guys. It'll be the same as it always is. By 2 a.m., all the woos are out of their system, and there's a bunch of smelly, drunk guys in my hotel room saying how much they love their kids, crying and watching The Prince of Tides again. I'm not going to do it. Let's start the show, everyone.